Hello all my puppy lovers, welcome back to the channel, and today I don't really need to say what we're doing because you guys saw the thumbnail, you guys saw the title, you guys know what we're going to be going after today. And frankly, getting ancient coins isn't the easiest thing. Frankly, ancient skeletons have a very low chance of spawning, and right now the only guaranteed way, guaranteed ways I should say, to get ancient coins is either A, do like stinking every single plunder pass and level them up to 100 to get like a small amount of ancient coins, and then maybe after like 1 year you might have enough to buy like one chip set, or your mother's credit card. Like, both of those options are, like, one of them is efficient but the other one is inefficient. But frankly, today I'm going to be showing you guys the most efficient way to farm ancient skeletons. And just a little short disclaimer, this won't guarantee you ancient skeletons, it will only increase the chances of getting ancient skeletons. So not further ado, let's get into the video. So before I go into how to increase your chances of finding ancient skeletons, I'm going to be first going over what they look like and what they sound like. I'm sure most of you guys already know what they look like and sound like, however there's going to be that one person that just doesn't know what they look like and just doesn't know what they sound like. So they look like this, they look unique, I guess. That's just the best word I can find for it right now. And they sound like this. So if you hear that sound, you know that the ancient skeletons are really close. Well, skeleton, I have never seen two in one place. But frankly, those are the sounds, and that's pretty much what they look like. And that's pretty much it. I recommend having headphones on when hunting these. So when hunting ancient skeletons, there's a few things that you need to do when hunting these boys. Frankly, the first thing you need to do is play with sound on. Frankly, playing with sound is very helpful when you're hearing the jingle noise that they make, because if they're in the bush, being a little bush Wookiee, then you're not going to be able to, see them, because they're just going to run away really quickly. And if they spawn behind you, which sometimes they do, then you're just not going to know, and they're just going to sprint off, and then they're just going to go hide in a bush and be a little bush Wookiee. The second thing you need to do when hunting down these ancient skeletons is using sword and pistol or sword and sniper. And the reason for that is you'll have PvE spawning on you, so I don't recommend double gunning. So you'll have like skeletons, skeleton captains, and also ocean crawlers on you. And frankly, sometimes ancient skeletons won't even spawn really close to you. They'll spawn like a little distance away from you, like behind you and that stuff. So I recommend using a sniper or a pistol. I recommend pistol because of the quick reload time and that stuff. So you can shoot them from a distance and get those ancient coins really quickly. It really sucks when they sprint off and you can't catch them, and then you're just sitting there going, kicking yourself because you could have gotten some ancient coins and that stuff. So ranged weapon and the sword will be very helpful. If they're close to you, of course, just slash them and that stuff because they'll be stunned, because the sword stun is kind of stupid and that stuff. So yeah, those are the weapon sets that I recommend. So now I'm going to be going over some things that will increase the chances of you getting ancient skeletons, and then I'll be going over some things that will actually decrease the chances of you getting ancient skeletons. Believe it or not, there are some things that will decrease the chances of you getting ancient skeletons, and we'll be going over that a little bit later. So firstly, if you have a tall tale up on your quest table and you're doing a tall tale, it'll actually increase the chances of you getting an ancient skeleton. You don't have to do the tall tale, you just need to have it active, and you need to have it on your quest table, and it's active for you to do it. So that's one way which you can increase the chances of getting ancient skeletons. Secondly, ancient skeletons will actually spawn greater on forts than on any other islands. Believe it or not, most ancient skeletons are on forts, not on islands themselves. It's actually kind of weird. However, it is the best way to get ancient skeletons, on just sitting out at forts and just doing some random stuff like fishing or collecting resources or just piling up cakes and making a little nice explosion. Thirdly, if you stay on an island longer, the more islands that you visit and the more islands you stay on for a longer amount of time, the more likely there is for an ancient skeleton to spawn. It's kind of weird. However, the longer you stay on an island, it will actually increase the chances of an ancient skeleton spawning. However, if you stay on that island for 30 minutes and one has not spawned, go move on to the next fort. Stay on that fort for 30 minutes or like 10 minutes or something. If one doesn't spawn, move on to the next fort. Those are really the only ways that I know of on how to increase the ancient skeleton spawns and that stuff. But those are really just the best ways which you can get ancient skeletons at this current state of the game. Now I'm going to be going over some things that will actually decrease the chances of you seeing ancient skeletons on islands. And frankly, the first thing is, if you're in a crew with a bunch of people, the more people on an island will actually decrease the chances of an ancient skeleton spawning. If you're wanting to farm ancient skeletons with your buddies, I recommend going around and just dropping people off at forts and just have them fish. And then once they have like a crate full of fish and that stuff, you go back around and you just collect everyone's fish crates and you just go and sell them. And then you can level up Hunter's Call that way while trying to farm ancient skeletons. And frankly, the more people on an island, the chances of you getting an ancient skeleton will actually decrease. So don't have a bunch of people on the same island. The second thing that will actually make you never have an ancient skeleton spawn is going to a dead server. Frankly, if you're wanting to farm ancient skeletons, frankly, go to the closest fort in arena and just sit there. And the reason for that is servers that have a high amount of player activity for fighting and that stuff will actually increase the chances of you getting an ancient skeleton. But if you're a part of a dead server where there's nobody fighting, there's just PvE and stuff, you won't find any. And the reason for that is because Rare doesn't want to have ancient skeletons farmable on PvE servers, so you won't have like a ton of people just sitting there and they'll just be on their forts and they'll just be farming ancient skeletons and that stuff. By the way, if you're part of an alliance, only your crew will get ancient skeletons. And frankly, that's why you will never see an ancient skeleton in a PvE server. It's because there's no PvP going on. If there's no PvP, then it's a dead server and there's no point staying on there and trying to farm ancient skeletons. Going to arena and going to the closest fort and sitting there and trying to farm ancient skeletons there, that's the best place to actually farm ancient skeletons, is because there's going to be a lot of combat. There's not going to be a lot of times that you'll be actually on an island on arena. But frankly, if you're trying to farm ancient skeletons, go to a fort and arena and just sit there and fish. And that's the most efficient way to farm ancient skeletons because, well, PvE kind of sucks right now. And if you're not in a high PvP zone, then you won't have a lot of ancient skeletons spawning. So, yeah. So those are all the tips and tricks that I have for you today, guys. Hope you guys found the video helpful. If you did, please share this video with your friends. It really does help out the channel quite a lot. Please also hit the like button down below. It helps this video get boosted in the algorithm and that stuff. And please subscribe and click that bell if you're new around here. I make a lot of Sea of Thieves tutorials, like combat guides and also PvE guides and soloing guides and that stuff. So please hit the subscribe button if you're new around here to never miss one of those uploads. And I'll see you dudes in the next video.